Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Horizon Line. It's about a couple flying on a small plane to attend a tropical wedding, but they have to fight for their lives after their pilot suffers a heart attack. Kind of interesting. Only 4.6 on IMDb. 1,816 people have rated it so far. Allison Williams, the name sounds familiar, but I don't know who she is. Keith David, I've seen him in some other things, but I don't know, we'll see what it's about. It's an hour and 32 minutes long, so just came out, Redbox. Let's check it out. I'll give you a better idea of what it's about, and then I'll let you know what I think. So stick around, I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Horizon Line, and I'll be honest, I'm going to go against IMDb ratings and say I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. Now, it's not without its faults, right? But let me back you up and tell you a little bit more about the plot. It starts off with a little romance. Our main character, whatever her name was, played by Allison Williams, I believe her actor's name is, whatever her name is, I forget now, sorry. But she's on a year-long vacation, a sabbatical if you will, before she has to go to her new big job in London, where she's like senior brand manager or something like that, whatever. But she's on an island, I believe in the Caribbean. It starts with an M, and I don't know if I know how to pronounce it, and I'll get into that in a second. But there's some island that she lived on for a year. She found a guy, and they had a great year together and fell in love, but now she's got to leave and go back to London and do her job. Well, evidently, also while she's on this island for a year, she meets another friend, somehow, someway. There's no backstory there, but her friend asks her to be the maid of honor in a wedding. So she comes back a year later, after leaving this guy stone cold on the island, to see her friend get married. And of course they're going to bump into each other because he lives on the island and she doesn't. So one thing leads to another, and they have to take a flight, an hour and 30-minute flight from the island that they're on to another island. I thought they said Belize, but I don't know. It could have been. It doesn't matter. The idea is they have to fly, and they both. I'm trying to see, it was recorded at Budapest. Anyway, the two of them, the couple who, kind of went apart and now came back together on the island, has to take this flight with Keith David. Keith David is our pilot, because they were late. So they missed the other flight. They have to fly with a little Cessna or whatever for him. Whatever, she has flown with him before because she spent time on this island and is friends with everybody. And there's more here and there, backstory, I won't get into that, but that's the flight where they're flying, and Keith David has a heart attack, leaving no pilot at the wheel. So she has to take over, and she has a little bit of flying experience, but not much. Of course, there's no radio contact, there's a storm, no cell phone, and then they start running, and because of the plane, they start running out of gas. You think of it, right? It's going to happen. And that's the situation that they talked about on IMDb. That's how they got there. So the two of them are on the plane, the three of them are on the plane, and they're trying to get there to Belize, I believe, or whatever. And what happens, and that's when it becomes like an edge of your seat, thriller, to be honest with you. And this is where all the faults come in. I mean, everything they try and do on this plane, like, going outside the plane, stuff like that. I get it, right? I mean, I don't know. A lot of that is like, yeah, right, okay? And when you see it, you'll probably say the same things. But if you go in knowing, okay, they're going to do some unrealistic stuff in this film, probably. So I'm just giving you a heads up. So don't go into this thinking, I was like, man, this is based on a true story, and this is actually what they did. Not the case. I know there's a lot of embellishments, and not embellishments because this wasn't a true story, but you know what I mean. There was a lot of stuff that they really stretched it, and but that's okay. I'm along for the ride. I'm not here to, in this situation, pick fault for, trying to make it a little bit more exciting. And I guess that was my attitude coming in, because then I enjoyed it. I believe if I read some of the reviews, that's probably the biggest issue. The unbelievability of some of the things that they did. Yep, that's a word. But no, seriously, that's the biggest fault, I think. I thought the actors were fine. I felt that there was decent chemistry between the two of them, and I don't think I've ever seen either one of them in anything before. I thought I recognized her, but as I watched the film, I don't remember her from anything else. Maybe I did. I don't know. I've seen a lot of movies. But, you know, they're the only two. That's the only acting that's in it. He reminds me of Jason London, younger Jason London, when I watched it. And so, I don't know. If you like edge of your seat, unbelievable, unrealistic type thrillers, this might be the one for you. And it, you know, that's it. I was going to say another thing, but I don't want to spoil it for you, because I think if you like those kinds of things, this is pretty good throughout. I'll say it that way. There you go. There's nothing more to say here, because I covered it all in a brief moment. So hopefully I was helpful. If you like these types of movies and you're okay with the ridiculousness, you know, that might happen, and just wash it out of your head and have fun with it, check out Horizon Line. Oh, real quick, Horizon Line. I didn't know this. Maybe probably everybody else did. But the Horizon Line is in a plane. When you want to keep the plane straight, you want to keep it right on the horizon line. So if you're ever stuck in a plane and you have to fly it, you know that now. So even if you don't watch this movie, I just helped you out. Alright, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. That would be fantastic. Tell all your friends, and continue to come back for these wonderful reviews at Kimmel's Irish Pub.